In today's video, we're going to be talking about how important it is to stay consistent if you're stacking the silver and if you're stacking the gold for the long term. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about silver and gold and why consistency is key if you're utilizing the precious metals to preserve your wealth for years, decades, potentially generations to come. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos, subscribe to my second channel for weekly videos, and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. We got the brand new Lone Wolf design out now. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. Use promo code Labor Day for 15% off of absolutely everything through Monday. Today I wanted to talk about the silver and the gold and staying consistent and how important it is to be consistent and why consistency is key. This is something that I call compound stacking over time. But really quick, it is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2021. The current spot price of silver as I'm filming the video is $23.85. A red day for silver, down 27 cents. Spot price of gold is $1807.60. A red day for gold as well, down $7. And the current gold to silver ratio is about 75 to 1. But of course that's as I'm filming the video, not as I'm editing, posting, or as you're watching. So head on down to the comments and let me know the date and time you're viewing the video and what the current spot price is for you. I'm always curious. But today I want to talk about something that I like to call compound stacking. Now, compounding is something that's often referred to when you're talking about business or when you're talking about investing in the stock market. Compound interest, compound investing, the compound effect. For those of you who do not know what it is or what it means, the compound effect is almost synonymous to the snowball effect or the ripple effect. In fact, there's a whole book written about it. It's one of the greatest books ever written, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. If you guys want to check out the book, I'll leave it linked in the description, an Amazon affiliate link. It's an incredible book. Now, the book itself is more geared towards the compound effect or the snowball effect, compounding over time in terms of business, but I like to take bits and pieces from a book where I got some information from and apply it to other things that I'm doing, such as stacking silver and gold. So when I first got started stacking at the very end of 2017 into the very beginning of 2018, the first time I ever picked up any silver at all, it was just one single troy ounce of silver, just a generic silver round. My next pickup I think was 2 generic rounds. The pickup after that was maybe about 5 silver rounds. And by the time I got home with my third pickup, I remember looking at my entire stack. I saw that first ounce of silver, those 2 ounces of silver that I got the second time, along with my 5 brand new ounces of silver. And I looked at the stack and I remember saying to myself, wow, a whole 8 ounces of silver. I'm freaking rich. But that's where it got started. On day one, you're not going to have 1,000 ounces of silver. On day one, you're not going to have a whole mountain of wealth. You're not going to have an entire mint tube full of gold eagles. It doesn't work that way. Unless, of course, you have a ridiculous amount of currency to work with, in which case, must be nice. I don't. I have a little bit of currency to work with. Every day when I go to work, I trade my time, my most valuable asset, away for debt note dollar bills. And then I use those debt note dollar bills to pay for the bills so that I'm allowed to survive. Got to keep a roof over my head. Got to keep food on the table. And with the currency that's left over, I trade for a little bit of silver. About a third of what's left over, I trade for a little bit of silver or gold. Here's some gold over here. A couple little gold coins. Point being is that I take a portion of the currency left over and I trade it for real, true, honest money. Now, by the time the end of the month is here and all the bills are paid, I don't have all that much currency to work with, but the currency that I am working with contributes a little bit to the stack. And the stack is something that I'm setting up for myself for the future. It's not for the weekend. It's not for next week. It's for 5, 10, 15, 30, 40, 50 years in the future. See, I'm not worrying about the near future. I'm worrying about a couple of decades down the road. I'm thinking about the long term. I don't care what happens in the short term. I'm focused on the long term. That's where my mind is at. That's where my focus is at. That's what I'm doing. That's my way of stacking. And guess what? If the end goal is several decades in the future, number one, I have a long way to go. But two, I have a lot to get done in that massive window of time. So how can I get from point A, if that's where I'm at right now, to point B, which is maybe 30 years in the future? What do I need to do to get from point A to point B? I have to remain consistent. Consistency is key. And for those of you who paid attention to what was going on in the community tab here on YouTube just yesterday, you'll know that I made this joke about how consistency is key, and that's why I came up with the DYDSS Consistency is Key t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, coffee mug, and long sleeve tee. If anybody wants one, it's in the DYDSS store. Remember to use the promo code for a 15% discount. But it's true, consistency is key. Consistency is absolutely everything. Consistency is what gets you from point A to point B, no matter how far away point B may be. That sounded pretty weird, but it's true. No matter how far away the next step is, you can break down the step into millions of other steps. That's what the compound effect is. Taking small steps in the right direction consistently over an extended period of time, and it'll eventually take you to where you want to go. That's how it is in everything. Whether it be from a financial point of view, stacking silver, business, stocks, real estate, whatever it is that you're doing, it can go for a variety of other things too. Fitness, relationships, it goes for absolutely everything. Consistency is absolutely 100% everything. And if you remain consistent over an extended period of time, I truly believe it will inevitably take you to where you want to go. So stacking a little bit at a time. You might feel bad about yourself if all you can afford is a couple little pieces of silver. You might not feel very productive if you go to the coin shop with your currency and all you're able to get is a little 5-ounce silver bar, or maybe even a little 1-ounce silver bar. Doesn't seem like very much. A troy ounce of silver, what's that? It's only a troy ounce. Not much at all in the grand scheme of things. That's absolutely true. But what happens if you're able to do that every single week? By the time a year goes by, you'll have 52 ounces of silver. Again, that's not very much either. But guess what? It's 52 ounces of silver more than the average person has. And guess what will happen if you're picking up 52 ounces of silver every year? And 5, 10, 15, 30, 40, 50 years go by. You're going to have a whole lot of silver. Small steps in the right direction eventually take you to where you want to go. Now, it's also important to remember, most of us aren't picking up a troy ounce of silver a week. A lot of us pick up more than that. Maybe not on a weekly basis, but maybe on a monthly basis. If you're picking up 1 ounce of silver a week, that's 4 ounces of silver a month. Some of us are picking up more than that. Maybe 5 to 10 troy ounces a month. Maybe 20 to 50 troy ounces a month. Whatever you can afford. The cool thing about stacking silver and being a part of the silver stacking community is that no one's competing with one another. It's not a race. If we set a deadline and we decide to see who's able to acquire the most silver in that year, guess what? By the time 1 year goes by, and if we've all been consistently stacking silver that entire time, some more than others, and we get to the very last day, who wins? One could say the one with the most silver wins. I would say we all won because we all got the silver. It's not a race. It's not a competition. And if somebody views it as a competition, they're doing it wrong. That's not what it is over here. Could be a competition with yourself. Could be a challenge for yourself. Figuring out a way to become more disciplined, cutting back on unnecessary spending or unnecessary luxuries so that you can save more currency so that you can get more money. That could be a challenge or a competition. But from me to you, or you to him, or him to her, there's no competition. There's no race. It's not about the person with the most silver wins. That's not what it is. I would say it's the person who has silver that wins. And same could be said about gold. It's not about who has the most. That's not what it's about. Now, what's funny about silver and gold is if you remove yourself from that precious metal mentality and you take a look at it from a completely different perspective, it still makes sense. Here's a prime example. When it comes to the compound effect or being consistent, forget about the silver and gold for a second. What's something that many of us were doing before we discovered how to save money in precious metals? We were probably, at least hopefully, trying to save currency. And what's the most common way of saving currency? I would assume probably a savings account at the bank. Wells Fargo, Capital One, Bank of America, one of those banks. They all got savings accounts with a very generous 0.0001% interest rate or whatever it is. But that's how most people save quote-unquote money. Now, let's be fair, most people aren't trying to save money. Most people are trying to spend money. But for the very small amount of people who are trying to save for the future or for the long term, many of them do it with a traditional savings account at the bank. And guess what? Once again, how do you get from point A to point B? With a multiple year window of time in between those 2 points. It takes time. They're going to have to go to work. They're going to have to pay their bills. With the currency that's left over, maybe they can put a portion of it or potentially all of it into that savings account. Are they going to have enough for a down payment on a house by the middle of next week? No. It's going to take months. It's going to potentially take years to get to that point. But guess what? Small steps in the right direction will eventually take them to where they want to go. That's the compound effect. That's exactly why consistency is key. And it goes for anything else. A Roth IRA, a stock market dividend portfolio, real estate investing, starting a business, climbing up the ladder at work, fitness, relationships. No matter what it is we're talking about, one thing remains the same. Consistency is key. If you want something, you got to work towards it. You got to take the steps. You have to identify what the steps are. Okay, how do I get from point A to point B? What needs to be done? And then when you figure out what needs to be done, you can break that up into a bunch of other steps and make it easier for yourself. You can decide to break down how to get there and put a bunch of small steps in between the big steps. That's what I do in everything that I do. Absolutely everything that I do. whether it comes to my job, whether it comes to stacking, whether it comes to investing, whether it comes to my YouTube channel, whether it comes to my business, whether it comes to my brand, whether it comes to this, whether it comes to that. Working out, eating clean, saving up for something that I want to buy. It's all exactly the same. It's all identical. The same system, no matter what I do. And all the different things that I do are in completely different realms. Most of the time, they're not intertwined in any way, shape, or form. But I apply the same system. I figure out what I want. I figure out what the goal is. I figure out what steps I need to take to get there. And then I take each step and I break it down into a bunch of smaller steps so that I can continue taking small steps in the right direction, which will take me to where I want to go. That's the compound effect. Again, if you want to read the book, it's one of the best books ever written. I'll leave it linked in the description. But I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. When it comes to stacking silver and gold for the long term, would you agree that consistency is key? How much do you value being consistent? How important is it to you for the compound effect to do its thing, regardless of whatever it is that you're working on? If you're investing, if you're saving, if you're stacking, if you're building a business, if you're in the gym, doesn't matter what you're trying to do. You could be trying to become a bodybuilder, or you could be trying to lose 45 pounds. Same thing applies. It's the same system every single time. What is an area in your life that you believe consistency is absolutely key? Maybe it has something to do with what I talked about in today's video, primarily stacking silver and gold. Or maybe it could be something else. Something in your life, or something that you've done, or something that you're currently doing or working on that requires you to be consistent and requires you to work towards a goal and be self-disciplined and be consistent and keep moving forward, taking the necessary steps toward your ultimate goal for the long term. You're not supposed to get there this week, next month, next year. It's something that's going to take a long time. But in my opinion and from my perspective, I think it's worth the wait. I think it's worth the effort. But that's just me. That's just how I feel. Again, I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. What are your thoughts on the compound effect, or what are your thoughts on consistency being key if you're stacking for the long term and trying your best to acquire the precious metals? And if anybody's interested in joining the Precious Metals VIP Club, it's where I can do things on my own terms, not on YouTube's terms, my terms. I'm hosting privately held live streams. They're smaller and easier to manage. I'm posting exclusive VIP-only adventure vlogs. I also do giveaways, discounts, personalized promo codes, shoutouts, deal alerts when silver and gold is on sale on a variety of different websites. And of course, you can watch all of my videos early and commercial free. Come join the Precious Metals VIP Club. It'll be the first link in the description. You're invited. I'd be happy to have you. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to hit that subscribe button like a Karen hits a bus window. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. A bunch of brand new videos over there. Go check them out. The link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 3,000 subscribers. We just hit 2,000, and I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products. T-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations, such as the recently released Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie,
sticker and coffee mug, inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin, which, by the way, is helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for ocean cleanup charity organizations.
And of course, the brand new DYDSS Lone Wolf t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, coffee mug, and long sleeve tee, available in 4 different colors, and a portion of the proceeds are going towards the International Wolf Center.
Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know once again, what are your thoughts on everything shared in today's video? When it comes to the compound effect, small steps in the right direction, eventually taking you to where you want to go. When it comes to consistency being key, do you agree that it applies to the precious metals? Picking up just a couple silver coins, rounds or bars at a time, maybe a little gold coin every now and then. It doesn't seem like very much. Trust me, I know. I know it doesn't seem like very much. I understand that it seems very minuscule. I understand that it doesn't really seem overly productive to just get a little handful of coins at a time. But if you stay consistent and you keep working at it and you keep chipping away, by the time several months go by, a couple years go by, maybe a decade goes by, and you can slowly but surely watch that little pile of money turn into a great mountain of wealth. Like I said before, in my opinion, I think it's worth the wait. I think it's worth the effort. Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.